Hi, everybody. My name's Tatiana Moroz, and I'm here with Stefan Molyneux. Thank you for sitting down with me.
It's my pleasure.
Great. So we're here in Texas, in Austin, this beautiful Lost Pines hotel.
And it is really an interstellar hotel. Didn't you get that feeling when you were driving here that you were about to fall off the edge of the world?
Yes, but I liked it.
Oh, you liked it? Okay, well, you're an artist, so that's probably where you want to get your creative mojo juice from, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I still have to go and see the llamas.
So what's on your mind this morning?
Well, I wanted to ask you a little bit about Bitcoin, and then I have a whole other thing I want to talk about. Tell me, what's so exciting about Bitcoin for you, and when did you get involved?
I first heard about it when people said, about 5 years ago, I would like to donate to you some Bitcoins. And I was like, some what now? And so I looked it up, and this is back when, I think it was a little bit after the guy paid 10,000 Bitcoins for a pizza, and all of that kind of horrifying stuff. And so I got the Bitcoins, and I thanked people for them, and I just let them sit around. And I went on RT about 4 years ago and talked about how exciting it was to have friction-free currency. And back then, I was still pretty naive about the potential of the architecture, because I thought it was really just about the exchange of currency, which is exciting enough in and of itself. You know, I mean, email is way better than postage, and that's what I thought it was. It was like email to the post office. But it's not. I mean, it's like internet to a library, sort of. So it's, I mean, who goes to the library to look things up? I do lots of research for my shows. I haven't darkened the door of a library for research since I did my master's like 15 years ago. So I think it's much more, now that I understand more about the potential of the architecture, things like dispute resolution, third-party verification, and title holding, property holding, legal thing, the capacity to create a stock market on your cell phone in about 5 minutes, or as Andreas was talking about yesterday, you can go and create your own coins, your own currency, and you can have, you know, proof of creation and all that kind of stuff. And so the architecture is flourishing faster than anyone can imagine, because once you have an open standard, whether that standard is the free market or the English language or TCP/IP or the internet, once you have an open standard, it draws human creativity to it, and the number of problems that can be solved can't even be conceived. You know, everyone says, well, what about this and what about this and what about this? You can't even imagine, like you and I and everyone in the room and everyone in the city here could not possibly imagine the number of problems that will be solved by hundreds of thousands of smart people being driven to make the world a better place and to make some money. So I think that what it can be made to do is literally beyond comprehension, but it's such an exciting thing to witness.
Do you have any tips on how a person can, you know, for example, my family thinks that Bitcoin's stupid. So what would be a great way? What do you think is an easy way to get people involved in it that are skeptics?
Well, I mean, there's the moral and the pragmatic. You know, those two things usually get people motivated. The pragmatic is money, money, money. Sing with me, baby. And so this must be exciting for people. The investment opportunity of Bitcoin, it may be once in history, but it certainly is once in a lifetime. Like once in a generation, something comes along, and you could look at sort of the late 80s for the internet or for that. Once something comes along where the potential is so staggeringly huge, and we haven't even seen the benefits of email yet, because most post offices are government monopolies that haven't collapsed as a result. Like in Canada, they said, well, our mail volume is down, so now we need to raise the price of your stamps 30%. It's like, only in the government could that logic ever make sense, right? So we are really at the beginning of stage. And people say, well, the Bitcoin price is high, and I would argue that it's, you know, it's only the beginning of where it's going to go. So, you know, do you want to put every single penny you have into Bitcoin? I think that's an exciting investment strategy, maybe not what everybody wants, but I think have some money in Bitcoin, and then when you have your money, you will be interested in it, learn how to use it, learn what it is. It doesn't take that long. I've got an hour presentation passing 500,000 views on YouTube about Bitcoin and its capacity, so, you know, sit down for an hour, you know, skip one CSI Albuquerque or wherever they are now, and learn about Bitcoin. It's an exciting thing. Even if you don't invest in it, it's good to know things about the world. So people should learn about Bitcoin. You can buy a couple of Bitcoins. You know, just Google buy Bitcoin. There's tons of places to go where you can buy Bitcoins, or you can just start to offer services on the internet and see if people will pay you in Bitcoin. You know, just get a few. I mean, it's exciting. Isn't it cool to have a graph that makes you excited to turn on your computer, you know, I'm happy, oh my God, you know, I love that roller coaster myself. So yeah, just get involved and understand what it is, and recognize that in hindsight, the growth of something truly remarkable and shared and open is fairly obvious, but seeing it at the beginning, and I think we still are at the beginning, is something that people should really look into.
Excellent. I think I might start. I've heard people talking about just giving people wallets with just $1 in them, paper wallets. I think that's a pretty good method to get started.
Yeah, I think so. I think so, and I think really have to remind people, because we're all used to passwords, cloud. Like I go to my Gmail, it's on the cloud or something like that. But this is money stored on your computer device. So backups. You only have to do is back up the key, right? You don't have to back up the whole wallet. But just to remind people, like at least 3 backups, one off-site, God forbid you get hit by an asteroid or something, but to recognize, to tell people that this is real money and it is very sensitive to data loss. Take the same precautions that you would with anything else that's important.